I think we got it now. Yeah, look at I can I can grab my wedges out of it. So that tells me got lift off. It's really easy to jack right now, so. Alright folks, back with another video. It's actually the same job as the last video I did, but figured I'd film this one too. So for this tree, we're gonna be felling this very large western red cedar. It's a good 4 or 5 feet in diameter. It leans really, really hard towards the house. So Kevin went up and he had these big old scoom arms towards the house, and Kevin cut those off so that we would have more evenly distributed weight. It actually still leans pretty hard towards the house, but I mean, you can see, look at the size of the branches that were on that tree. It was absolutely huge. So now we've got it limbed up. We've got a spot that we can lay it down. So for this video, we're going to use felling wedges. These are K&H wedges available at sappysupplies.com. We're going to be using this. It's a 4-pound plum. This handle is a West Coast saw handle available at sappysupplies.com. These old axe heads are really nice. It's probably from the 40s. The steel was a lot better back then, so it just drives. So a lot of guys, they like the older axes, you know, because the steel was just higher quality. And we're going to be using a 53-ton Born-Traeger tree jack. We'll stick that in the back of this tree and we'll lift it so that it falls away from the house. I mean, this thing leans right over the house. And for our saw, we're going to be using a Husqvarna 592 XP. This is a 42-inch bar. I took it off my 395. I really like the 42-inch bar on my 395. I just took it off and put it on this just because I want to see how it runs. I've never ran this size of a bar on this saw, but this is a 92cc saw. It's ported by Redbeard Saws. It has a square ground chain on it, and it also has the West Coast Saw 3-point dogs and a full wrap handle on it. So we'll get the face cut in and we'll lay this baby down. So I just shaved off that bulbous part just so that it's a little bit easier to, the lumps are kind of awkward trying to dog into them and stuff. So that's why I cut that off right there, just to try to make it more cylindrical shape. All right, we're looking down our sights here. So there's a maple right there, and there's a cedar right here. We're trying to go right between. If we miss, we're gonna clobber these trees, and over there's a fence. So it's gotta go right there. Now, I'm only about a quarter of the way through this tree. But the thing is about this tree is that because it leans backwards, there's really no merit to going any deeper than I've gone. Also, the deeper I go, the harder it's gonna be. See, I'm maxing out my 42-inch bar right there. The deeper I go, the harder it's gonna be for me to like line up my face cut. I'm gonna go shallow. It gives me a lot of room for wedges and a lot of room for the jack. A lot of times if it's totally straight, if you go really deep, you can get it to tip over on its own. But this leans backwards. If I keep cutting, it's just putting a lot of pressure on the tree. If this were a smaller tree, I'd actually put the jack in first and then do the face cut. But because it's so big, I got so much room to work with, I'm gonna do the face cut and then the jack. This tree actually helps us that it's so large. It gives us room for wedges and room for the jack, but there's no reason to go any deeper. So not a super deep face cut, but that's kind of what we want. And this is called a blocked face cut, or a gapped face cut. Actually, I'll take a little more off the other side. Okay, so that little gap right there, it just helps the tree stay in motion longer before the stump closes. That means you get longer on the stump, the more control you have. So that's just what that little bit of extra wood is. Kind of a pain in the butt to cut, but could also probably just do one of these. It'd probably work just as good. So I think we're about ready for the back cut. So here's what the face cut looks like from the side. So I'll try to make my back cut, match the top of this right here. It's called a gapped face cut, or a traditional Humboldt, it's also called.
Too hot.
Yeah, it's hot. Got warm quick in that down jacket. So I should have enough room for my bar and the jack, so I'm going to use my 500 to carve a little spot for my jack. And then we'll be on our way. This is a still 500i, 32-inch bar. All right, so we're putting the jack in. So I put this little piece of tape here so I knew how far to cut my little deal. So I know I gotta go right here. All right, Jackson, let's put some pressure on this baby. Wow.
Popping right at 6.
Yeah, it's doing. So I'm gonna put my saw back in and cut some more wood because we're actually doing pretty good. We're actually lifting the tree, but I've got so much holding wood still. I'd like to get a little more of it cut. That's still hard to bang, kinda. You know when you're not lifting because the axe will bounce off. If it bounces off your wedge, you're pretty much done wedging. Alright, I'm gonna cut a little more. I know we're getting where we want to go because when I bang on the wedges, the pressure drops on the jack. And when I cut more, the pressure drops. If I started seeing the pressure raise, I'd be really concerned with that house right there. But we're getting there. It's just slow and steady, cut a little, jack a little, wedge a little bit, but we're getting there. As I cut, I'm using my sights. They work for the, the front cut, but also for the back cut. Instead of rocking it like crazy, just trying to push straight, keeping the sight where I want to go, So they work on the back cut too. The jack is really doing the lifting. The wedges are just there in case the jack fails. Any more I cut, I risk severing the holding wood and losing all control. I'm cut up to what I think is 10% holding wood. It's all guessing, you can't see inside the tree, but when I push on the jack, the pressure's barely going up, so that tells me I'm really moving the tree now. So I think we can just jack it over now. The crazy thing about this situation is if I cut through that strip of holding wood right now, this thing just falls wherever, sideways, So it's like, you want to get it cut up so the tree is sufficiently weak that you can lift it over, But if you cut too much and you cut that strip of wood off, because it's like, they call it hinge wood, it's like a door. You're trying to lower the tree down on the stump, and if I sever that, this thing is going who knows where. So I think we got it now. Yeah, look at, I can I can grab my wedges out of it. So that tells me got lift off. It's really easy to jack right now, so. Yeah, pressure just plummeted on it. Now it's leaning the right way. I'm more comfortable cutting some more wood, because I know it's not leaning over the house anymore. I think it's that other cedar slowing this thing, kind of holding it, but it'll go.
So Jake, I know it's a little bit late now to say this, but you can sacrifice those cedars to the right.
Might need to. Wow, those cedar limbs are so strong. This homeowner is super cool. He says I can cut that tree that it's hung up in, lay them both down together. It It sucks 'cause I gotta go under this thing now. Well, I started out really confident, but now, look, I hit that little line. All right, yeah, so I hit this red line here, so I can't jack up anymore. It's these little cedars holding it. I'm just shocked. I thought there's a fence right there, so I had to really hug these cedars. I'm just shocked, so I'm just gonna go cut that one down. Hopefully that's enough. If that doesn't go, then I need to cut these down too.
Do we need to worry about pressure dropping on this or anything, or should we like shore it up with wedges, or?
Well, it's up so high now.
I don't know how you could do except for put a little pie in there.
Yeah, there's not much we can do now. 3 of these. Let me just hit that with my axe to see what happens. I'm just gonna go cut it down. I don't know if that tree's pushing this or not, so I'm gonna let it
There he goes. There.
Still standing.
Just turned into a land clearing job.
It's so crazy that they could even hold it. Oh man, that's a good looking stump though. That one went well at least.
They're not felling?
I think it is going.
Oh yeah, it's going.
Wow. There was a lot of holding wood still, but it was those trees holding it. Because if it wasn't those trees holding it, yeah, it was those trees. I can't believe how strong those little cedars are, man. I did a job called, I don't know, stubborn hemlock, sketchy hemlock won't go over. That was the cedar limbs too. They're so grabby. It's just unreal. I wanted to shoot more over here, but like I said, there's a fence over there, so. It's a big stump, folks. Man, I'm glad that's over. That had me freaked out. I was like,
Yeah.
little embarrassing.
Yeah, I've had them grab quite a bit on cedars, and it's just like, man, it sucks.
You'd think it's such a, I mean, this tree probably weighs 50, 60,000 pounds, you know? You'd think it would just rip right through, but I think it's because we're dropping them slowly, lifting it, you know?
Yeah.
It has no momentum.
I had one, like a dead one, I had going like just brushing the tips of a cedar, and there's a shed to the left, but I thought it was just gonna go right through. It almost pulled it right into the shed.
It's actually super nice wood. It's really solid wood in there.
Is it?
For a cedar, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of rot, but there always is.
See, I didn't want that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want this little guy down?
We left one. Left
Look at that, beautiful.
that codom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, thanks. Oh,
oh man, that's all for me, huh?
yeah.
This guy's Jake's special diet.
Well, I just don't eat sugar. Or,
That's all.
carbohydrate.
That's all I eat is sugar.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, my problem is once I start, I don't stop. That was fun. For about 90% of this job was fun. There's about 10% there. It was like,
First one was on the money, and then
yeah,
this
the
one.
maple was perfect. This was like,
Yeah, I went inside and it's like, oh, you're just gonna let these guys figure this out.
yeah, man. I'm glad you. Thanks for letting us do that. All right. Well, that was a little. That one was stubborn. I'm just shocked at how stubborn that cedar is. That's a big tree. Look how big my. I mean, that's a 42-inch bar right there. And there's still a foot of wood over there. So, I don't know. It's over 50 inches. There's a big one. Oh, better put this down. Well, there you go, folks. I did have a lot of holding wood, but it's better to have too much than too little, especially on these trees where it leans really hard over the house. It was those little trees. Anyways, sorry you had to see that, but it went down. The house is safe. We're good. The customer's happy, so thanks for watching. Thanks for filming, Kevin.
You're welcome. Glad to be back.
Yeah. So please like and subscribe. Check out my online store, cybersupplies.com. And yeah, you can reach I live in Enumclaw, Washington. You can reach out to me if you need any tree work. I'd be happy to help you with your trees. You can email me at guiltyoftreesin1@gmail.com. And all right, see you guys later.